Oh, hi. I don't know if my arm covered that. These gnats are just eating me alive again. There we go. Got him. Looked like there's about 3 or 4 feeding now. About right where they are. There he is. There we go. Okay, we got the pocket light going. Makes the day a success. Hello everyone. So obviously it's been a while. Actually it's been about a month if I'm doing the calculations right, and that's because my trout fishing adventures down in Iowa are not panning out. They've had almost torrential rains either on Thursdays or Fridays, and the rivers look like chocolate milk. So I can't really do a whole lot of fly fishing there, and haven't made it out to the range too much because I've got a project at work that just started up here. But I have been doing a little bit of planking, and a big milestone came up. This rifle hit 10,000 rounds. It's completely stock other than this thing right here, which is that front bipod. Now this is not the front bipod that I had on it originally. This is a quick detach and Picatinny rail. And I'm going to go into that in a little bit, but what do I think of this rifle? So it's completely stock. It gets about 65 shots. The regulator falls off at 60, but you can still hit stuff out at 50 yards. You can't hit stuff at 75 or 100 yards when it falls off the regulator. But I think it's pretty impressive that a $300 price point gun is able to sling lead, 10,000 rounds of it no less, and then doing that consistently. Well, how consistently? Give me about 30 seconds. So these groupings are all done at 25 yards, and they're just one ragged hole. These are not the exception. These are not the best groups I've ever shot out of the pellet gun. These are just ones that I went down to grab my targets and I said, maybe I should have this and show people. Also, you've seen this pellet gun shoot quite a bit and down the scope cam, and I think the results speak for themselves. I was able to shoot 3 clay birds with 9 shots or 10 shots at 100 yards, and that's with changing conditions. So I think that it's punching way out above its class, and we gotta be realizing that it is still just a $300 gun. So I'm going to show you the bipod now. So give me a sec while I disassemble this, and I'm going to show you why I did it. Alright, so this is the bipod that's on there now. This is a quick detach bipod on a pick rail that I installed using Awesomeness. Just 2 10x24 screws fit the Picatinny rail slots perfectly. So that's sealed up really tight up against there, and then I just drilled a hole right through the actual handguard here, and then you pick really short screws, and then you can put those in and then have a nut and tighten them down really pretty good. So why did I go to a quick detach Picatinny rail style mount? Well, quick detach is number one, but number two is your Picatinny rail doesn't wear out, unlike your quick detach will, or excuse me, your sling stud. Sling stud. I can talk. So your Picatinny rail will not degrade at all, but your swivel stud will. And I'm going to show you a close-up of the two. So what the pick rail is clamping on is this right here. So you can see that cross section. You have all this surface area that it's grabbing onto on either side. And then in addition to that, you have a recoil stopper. With the swivel stud, you don't. So give me 1 second here, and I'll go get my swivel stud bipod, and we can look at the differences between the two. So they look pretty dang identical. That's because they are. There's this way be. They're the same exact profile, same exact bipod. The only difference is their attachment points. So this holds on to the swing swivel of the swivel stud here, and then you tighten it via this screw. And that's what we're going to talk about, is this screw over time will become, it will actually eat away on the bipod where it's actually supposed to rest. Then it's just a bad time for everybody. So let's see if I can get you guys a good angle. You can see that this faceplate right here actually has been eaten away, and this will no longer tighten down on it because you have to tighten up against it pretty tightly, and when that happens you actually cut into the metal because the screw is harder than the faceplate. That's by design. So when you take it off and you put it back on 1,000 times, what you'll eventually have is you'll have that face of that faceplate. It'll just start wearing marks into it, and then it can't grab, that screw can't grab a hold of it. So whereas the quick detach showed you a little bit on the opposite side, you have this surface area here that you're grabbing and this one here. So when you close it, it's just grabbing on the sides of those, and you're not actually having to screw down further. So that's why I switched over to a Picatinny rail, and hopefully it works out. So that'll be in the works. I'll be testing that out. The other thing that I want to do is, you guys haven't seen anybody else shoot this rifle. Where I currently shoot, I get a lot of questions on it. I don't have anybody convinced to buy one yet, but we'll let them shoot it a little more. Hopefully they'll let me film it so I can say, look, it's not just an exceptional rifle that I can shoot, it's an exceptional rifle that someone who's not as versed with pellet guns may shoot it and say, yeah, this shoots just like my 22, or this shoots just like my high-powered rifle. The arc's a little bit different, but we'll get into that later. So I've got a bunch of stuff planned, and I just wanted to show you guys a couple of the updates and let you guys know that the Gauntlet is kicking ass. I mean, 10,000 rounds through a $248 gun is pretty impressive. Doesn't matter who you ask. And the maintenance has been literally zero. I mean, I cleaned the barrel out, I think, at about 6,000 or 7,000 rounds, and then I do it again. So I've cleaned it, the gun, I think a total of twice. The day I got it, and then 4,000 rounds ago. So I should probably clean it again. But anyways, just wanted to let everybody know I'm still sticking around, and hopefully you're doing all right. And as we go further through this situation, we find out more all the time. So stay safe, everyone, and hit a like and subscribe if you want. Thanks.